SuperTalk TV. We're going to hear about a great exhibit that's headed to the Museum of Mississippi Delta. In fact, it's not just headed there, it is already there. They had their opening event here this week. Joining us to tell us a little bit more is Miss Lisa Cookston. She is the director of the museum. Hey, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing well, and you guys are already up and open and ready to go.
Yes.
Tell us what exhibit you got there.
We have an exhibit called Gogh For All, and it is a very interactive and immersive exhibit all about the world and creative life of Vincent van Gogh. It's so colorful, and it just engages all your senses, and it's for little bitties because they can touch anything they want to, and it's very Instagrammable for that in-between age, and then adults will learn all about his life, his personal struggles. It's just a feast for the eyes.
When you think about the Museum of the Mississippi Delta, you don't always think about Van Gogh. I mean, I'll have to admit, that doesn't always seem like they would go together. So, Lisa, how were you guys able to get this exhibit, or maybe just how did it come across as maybe this being a stop, along the way for the exhibit?
Well, I noticed that Laurel had it, and it was done by the Dolores Cole Education Foundation out of Chicago. It had traveled to Houston, the Houston Fine Arts Institute, and other bigger cities, and then was, put up for COVID, and then Laurel got it. Anyway, I contacted the Dolores Cole Education Foundation and just said, what would it take to get it here? We're in the Mississippi Delta. This might be, so many people's only brush, or, pun intended, with one of the world's greatest artists. He also painted in very rural settings, so, you can find inspiration just anywhere. And we're a very rural area with a lot of beauty, and I hope it will inspire some young artists or even older artists to, take out a paintbrush and just paint what's around them.
I hadn't had the chance to see the exhibit, although the invitation was extended for your opening night. I appreciate that. But it looks beautiful. Like, it looks like it would be something different and very unique. Mm-hmm. You kind of have an idea of what a museum exhibit looks like. I feel like museums across Mississippi are really challenging that as they get new exhibits, to sort of think of how to bring the goer in a little bit differently, or sort of show it from a different perspective. I think what I'm trying to say is, gone are the days, Lisa, of just hanging the paintings on the wall and then just allowing folks to smile and nod and then have conversation. It really is about opening it up to, someone to really get immersed in it. And that's what it looks like this Van Gogh For All has done.
Yes, you can walk into his recreation of his studio and see his books and his painting. These are all reproductions, but you get to see the brush strokes up close and personal. You get to walk into his bedroom, and you can, pull back the covers. There's a station, Van Gogh was kind of the father or inventor of the selfie. There are a lot of images of himself that he painted because he couldn't afford models. So we have a little station with a mirror that children or adults can, paint their own self-portrait and hang it up. There's also a place where they can do their own still lifes. Van Gogh was very well known for his paintings of sunflowers and irises, and there's a station for that. There's a station where you can manipulate a computer screen and see the Starry Night painting. You can animate it and make the stars and the clouds and everything move in the direction you want. It's just, like you said, it's not a passive exhibit. It's one that you get inside of and get to experience.
You also mentioned that it will share a little bit maybe behind the scenes of Van Gogh and some of his struggles. Why is it important for folks to see both the beautiful art and the creativity that he obviously, left as a gift to the world, but then also that he was a real person and maybe not every day was a bright and sunshiny day like some of his paintings for him?
Right. Yeah, he struggled, and maybe, out of that struggle came great, passion to create. He unfortunately died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound at age 37 in 1890, and we're still talking about him today. And he was such a prolific painter. he did about 900 paintings and drawings within a 2-year span. Of course, he did more, but he maybe only sold one painting during his whole life. It wasn't until after his death that he became so famous and one of the best-loved artists in the whole world.
Are there any of his originals there, Lisa, or is this sort of an ode to all of his more popular works?
It is an ode. You get to see them bigger than life. And again, there are sections where, you see one of his paintings and you get to touch and experience. He painted with such thick, exuberant brushstrokes. Sometimes it would take months, even years to dry. So you really get up close and personal with his creative process, and you learn. There's a timeline that the Lauren Rogers Museum made for this. They had this exhibit, and they were very kind to let us have it. There's also a great 8-minute animated video about Vincent van Gogh and a friendship he had with a young child that he taught art to, and then you get to learn more about what drove Van Gogh. And although he was troubled at times, he was a very compassionate and kind man who had a lot of friends, a lot of family, and painted, feverishly.
Lisa, when you mentioned months to years to dry, my mom brain went straight to, he obviously didn't have children running around his art studio because
No.
that made my heart just stop. Oh my God, it was going to get messed up if it's hanging on the wall and it hasn't dried. It takes that for long for it to dry, but it's definitely something for us to learn and be enriched in. But then also, I'm sure this is not the only exhibit there. There's still bits of the Mississippi Delta at the Museum of the Mississippi Delta. So if we come and see this, what else can we get a taste of if we've never been to the museum before?
Well, I will say Van Gogh has taken up all of our temporary gallery space, that's the biggest part of our museum. But we also have a military component, Civil War history, World War II history, and then we have one of the greatest archaeology rooms with Native American pottery that is on par with anything in the world. And that is worth seeing. We have a 10,000-year-old mastodon that was unearthed 20 miles up the road from us, and one of DeSoto's expeditions, halberts, which is, a blade from something they used on their way to the Mississippi. We also have up on permanent display a Greenwood LaFleur room. That's the Choctaw French Choctaw chief that our city and our county are named after. So you get to learn a little bit about that. So we just hope anybody, everybody, groups, all ages will come out and visit us.
And you've got between December 1st, which has just passed, till February the 29th to see the Van Gogh and then all the other good things there at the museum. I encourage folks, do something different this Christmas break. You can have the kiddos out for a good solid 2 weeks or more, or the kids home from, college. Stretch your legs, go see something new, even if you're passing through. So, Lisa, what are y'all's hours of operation? And then if we are passing through, where are you at?
Okay. Our hours, we're having special hours through the duration of this exhibit. It's Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will be open Sunday, 1 to 4 p.m. All kids 18 and under are free. We had their admission underwritten by Greenwood Utilities and Delta Electric Lightspeed. So that was very gracious of them. Adults are $25. Seniors 64 of age and older are $15, as well as military are $15. And we're located 1608 Highway 82 West. So it's very accessible, by car. And like I said, we just want to encourage everybody to come out and see something new and different and experience it and come visit Greenwood.
Absolutely. And then too, how cool is that? Add a little spice to your holiday season. Get out and do something
Absolutely.
different. Support a museum. Learn something about something about your Mississippi history, but then also and experience this incredible exhibit that obviously isn't going to be around for too long here in Mississippi. So you only got a few more weeks left until February the 29th. If they want to check out the times and all of that, where can they go for more information, Lisa?
They can go to our website, which is museumofthemississippidelta.com. They can call us at 662-453-8255. 0925. But tickets can be bought in person if they want to come. We would encourage, school groups or any groups that want to come to call ahead, just to give us a heads up. But once it leaves here, it is going back to the Chicago Institute for Children, and so it's gone.
It's gone. So get out and go see it. The Mississippi Museum of the Mississippi Delta. I appreciate you, Lisa, and you guys stick with us. We got more for you.